Ahead of the 2027 general elections, Nigerians in the diaspora are stepping up calls to be included in the country's electoral process. At the second Diaspora Town Hall meeting organized by New Central in New York, stakeholders said it was unacceptable for those contributing billions of dollars to Nigeria's economy to remain politically voiceless. Now, joining us to discuss more on this is a foreign policy analyst, Bolu Michael-Biyi, and a legal practitioner, Okiki Adeniran. Gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Great.
Good afternoon.
Good. Okay, let me start with you. What legal barriers currently prevent Nigerians living abroad from voting in national elections?
The legal barriers are, very straightforward. And you will see that in the Constitution, the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 77 and Section 117, right, of the Constitution talks about that if anyone will be eligible to vote at all, the person must be 18 years and also must be someone who lives in Nigeria, who is resident in Nigeria. And this is one important, part of the Constitution that has limited the people in diaspora, right, in voting in elections. And also, Section 12.1.1c of the Electoral Act also, added to this, saying that if anybody would register or vote in an election, that person must live at the local government or around where the person has registered. And you can be very sure that in drafting this particular section, the diaspora citizens were not, contemplated in any way at all. So those articles, those sections, basically, they have, disenfranchised the people outside the country majorly. And, this is what they are talking about, and they are clamoring for a change that they should be able to vote in elections.
Thank you very much. Now, Bolu, let's come to you. Earlier this morning, inside of Breakfast Extra, we had Mr. Frank Weke, and he told us about the robust community that we have when it comes to diaspora Nigerians and how much they remit to Nigeria, not just to Nigeria, but to the whole of West Africa. Now, Bolu, the question is, what are the what are the, logistical barriers that we might be facing when it comes to diaspora voting here in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you for having me. Nigerians abroad, we send billions of naira, millions of dollars, down to the country. But unfortunately, we have no political voice. We're being treated as economic contributors, but not democratic participants. We are seeing of economic value, but not of electoral value. That's why Nigeria right now arguably doesn't have a strong foreign policy, because during campaigning, during election season, nobody talks about those abroad. We talk to people, politicians travel to Calabar, talk to people, travel to Owerri, talk to people, but they don't talk to Nigerians in New York, Nigerians in London, Nigerians in Canada. And it's unfair, because we are Nigerians as well, and we determine the future of the country. Many Nigerians have the intention of returning to the country within the next 4 years or 8 years that these leaders are going to be in office, which means that if we don't have the agency to participate in the electoral process, we don't have the opportunity to determine our future, and that creates a sense of frustration and disconnection among diaspora Nigerians, and the bond between the citizens and the country, it becomes very weak. Being excluded in shaping the affairs of the country's future is unfair, and that's why it's kind of easy for diaspora Nigerians to pledge allegiance to their host country. And we've seen that in sports, we've seen that in other areas of life as well. And the brain drain and the talent drain is heavy. And I think one of the reasons is because we're not participating.
I think we might be having issues there with the connection with Bolu, but Okiki, we still have you, Okiki. So now, Okiki, are you still with us? I'm hoping you're still with us. How does the right to vote for Nigerians abroad relate to broader human rights and democratic principles?
It's very straightforward. The right of the diaspora, is very sacrosanct, right, in voting in an election. Basically, you can be very sure that other African countries have, taken up this. They have, looked into the international laws and also their domestic laws, and they have merged and they have included this in their laws. Countries like Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, now they do this. They allow their citizens to vote outside the country. Right, having said that, in Nigeria, one of the things I believe we should look at are the laws, right, international laws that guarantees that a citizen should be able to vote outside the country. And one of such laws, is the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Article 25(1) specifically says that a citizen of a country who stays outside the country should be allowed to vote. And in fact, if you look at the Article 25, right, African Charter on Human and People's Rights, it talks about the right of a diaspora citizen, voting in an election. And this is because, just like you've said, it's very important to include these people, because not just the inclusion for the economic value, but also they should be able to elect, the people who will be governing and will be seen to the fact that, the things that they are giving to the country. So these are the laws that we should look at as a country, and domesticate these things and ensure that our citizens abroad can vote and they are eligible, to vote.
Okay. Now I hear that Bolu is back with us. Bolu, welcome back. Thank you very much for joining us. So Bolu, we've got some countries that have actually implemented diaspora voting. South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, here in Africa. Estonia is another country that has been implementing this consistently. So I'm wondering what exactly Nigeria's challenge is when it comes to implementing such a thing. If we have such big systems as financial systems that are able to help us make secure transactions across the world, why aren't we able to do this when it comes to elections?
Okay, the fact that we have, a strong remittance system shows that we can actually get our systems right in every other area if the political will is there. I think one thing is the political will to actually make that happen. I believe strongly that diaspora vote can largely influence the outcome, of elections in Nigeria, because it's such a large populations of Nigerians abroad doing things, and we do deserve the right to. We do have a civic right, a civil right, and we deserve to be able to determine the future of the country. Many Nigerians do intend to return to Nigeria at some point. Some within the next 4 years, some within the next 8 years. So if we're not able to vote, we don't have the chance to determine the future of the country. First, we need for this system to be in place, we need the cooperation of the host country. If we're in Austria, for example, or in Canada, the host country must be brought in some way, and also election abroad must deal with the legal, the security, and the logistical issues as well. There has to be a proper system in place, starting with an agreement with the host government, and also develop a strong cybersecurity system for data voting. I know some of the concerns is the safety of information. There can be issues of cyber attacks or security concerns about fraud and things like that. So we need to come together, cooperate with the host country, and also have a strong cybersecurity system, and see and test the system as well through maybe pilot elections, just to see how it goes. And I believe if we put the same political will as we've put a financial system in the electoral system, we'll be able to achieve the same result.
All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Okiki, Bolu, it's been a pleasure having this conversation with you. Thank you.